A Louisiana town that voted for President-elect Donald Trump is about to find out what that's going to mean for them. Now, Trump and the Republican Party, that now has a majority in Congress, have pledged to overturn the Inflation Reduction Act, which is designed to help communities, specifically small, underfunded communities, combat climate change. So the Inflation Reduction Act contained tens of billions of dollars in funding for communities that ended up voting for Donald Trump. Not that they would know, okay, because the Democratic Party has terrible messaging and refuses to go on smaller shows, sticks to mainstream media, and nobody believes in mainstream media. Mainstream media is also funded by fossil fuel interests. Okay, so now, according to a report by E2, a group tracking the effects of the law, red districts actually had the biggest growth in green jobs as a result. And an August report from the Clean Investment Monitor, which tracks public and private investment in climate technology, also found that red states, including Nevada, Wyoming, Kentucky, and Georgia, have seen the biggest jumps in clean energy investments. Texas, the oil state of Texas, you know what they've received? $69 billion in clean investment since the law passed. Second only to California. And not all the money has been spent yet. So, but do you know what some of that money brings? Jobs. But not just jobs, but also tax credits available for things like home energy improvements and certain alternative fueling sites. Not only that, but it also helps repair damage from storms, okay, from climate change related driven storms, as well as to ensure that housing is more protected from the effects of climate change fueled weather. Okay, so for example, Sulphur, Louisiana, there's about $100 million in investment set aside for disadvantaged communities. Sulphur is pretty damn disadvantaged, right? Now, that money was, again, to help them combat pollution and better weather the effects of climate change. So now, if Donald Trump goes through with his promise to get rid of it, then all that money, gone. All the jobs, gone. And of course, the money that includes that is included in to help fix hurricane-damaged homes. So now one resident in the area, Cynthia Robertson, she leads a nonprofit in the area. And her nonprofit has been trying to get these loans, right? These grants, I should say, to be able to fix homes in these areas, all right? So unfortunately, she was told by the EPA, look, there's not enough time to go and approve all these grant requests before the inauguration, which means all this stuff, this money is left up in the air. Her and her partner organizations have sought more than $19 million for something called a local improvement plan, which includes shoring up roofs, remediating mold and mildew, providing homes with solar-powered air conditioning, and building a community center where residents can find refuge during emergencies. All this stuff seems pretty good, actually. Smart investments, right? However, since, again, Donald Trump, he's coming in, Lee Zeldin, probably going to be running the EPA, okay, that it will be those people that will decide the fate of these grants. And that fate is very uncertain, okay? And now there's another small town in the area called Town, all right? It's a pretty poor area. There, the median is about $40,000 a year for wages. Okay, the life expectancy is about 69, so lower than the national average. So they're not doing very well. Now they voted for Donald Trump. Now Town is right in the path of hurricanes. In fact, one of the residents, Jessica McGee, said of the storms that she has noticed them getting closer and closer together and being more and more active. Now, of course, that's a result of climate change. It's what the scientists have been warning about. Like, hey, climate change, it's going to make storms happen more often and be stronger. Okay, it's not causing the storms, but it's fueling it, making them worse. Now, McGee, her house was damaged back in 2020 by Hurricane Laura, and she has not had the money to be able to fix it. Now, this is where these grants would have made a huge difference in her life. Okay, so she's disabled. She's on a fixed income. She can't afford to fix up her house. Here comes that grant. Well, that would help her fix up her house, and actually probably improve her health as well. Okay, this is what it does. Help poor and disabled people fix up and then weatherize their homes against future storms. That said, how does she vote? Well, she didn't. She's like, doesn't really make a difference, but it does. And look, she's not alone. A lot of people either didn't vote or they voted for Donald Trump. Donald Trump and Republicans who promised to take these grants away from the people who need them. People like Tony Rodriguez. Okay, Tony Rodriguez flew an F Biden sign. All right, and he's like, yeah, I'm just trying to raise awareness because I heard from somewhere that Biden was sex trafficking children and it was selling out America. So I'm just raising the, awareness here. Tony Rodriguez literally has rain going into his bedroom because he's got holes in the roof from these storms. These grants would help him. And by the way, when told about it, he's like, oh yeah, no, that'd be great if some of that money actually came to help me. Well, that'd be wonderful. Then at least Biden would be, you could say that Biden actually did something. But he did. Except that if it doesn't happen, it wouldn't be Biden's fault. It would be, well, Donald Trump's and also yours. Okay? We know who to blame here. If Trump gets rid of this IRA, you ain't getting none of that money. That's the fact. Look, when it comes down to it, the IRA has been beneficial in red districts. But the thing about these infrastructure bills is that the effects are not immediate. All right? You can't just look at how much they've built as soon as you passed it. No, it takes time. It takes time to do these investments, which are not immediately felt by the American people. All right? So they can go and say, well, it didn't do anything for me. Democrats didn't do a shit for me. Except that now there are these grants that could actually help fix up your house, make it so that it doesn't rain in your living room or on your face when you're trying to sleep. But, now, since you voted in a Republican who's very likely to either take these grants away or, and this is more insidious, by the way, and I think more likely what they're going to do, or at least some of them are going to do, take credit for them. Let it go and take credit for them. And look, and by the way, before they take credit for them, I just want to point on the record that these same people, politicians, are like, this is the Green New Deal, socialism, communism. By the way, it's neither of those things. The same people also called it a monstrosity, like Lauren Boebert. No, it's the Green Group giveaway. Yeah, they're all playing politics with money that can seriously help their districts, and they know this. But nonetheless, Donald Trump's not that savvy, right? He might actually just be like, let's get rid of it anyway. I don't care. Either through an executive action or enough Republicans in Congress are like, no, let's get rid of it. And if that happens, their voters will have once again shafted themselves by voting for Republicans. The leopards will come to their face, and they will feast. They will feast. At this point, you have to ask if they're ever going to learn. In order to do that, though, to learn, they would actually have to open their minds and to realize that maybe, just maybe, Trump and the Republican Party do not have their best interests in mind. And that, unfortunately, I don't really see happening. At least not now. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.